Our goal this year is to get to Branson for the national tournament. We were close 2 years ago, finished 32nd in the country and a game out of third place. The challenge about being in the MCC, but I also look at it as a benefit. The MCC is so strong. If you can get to the top half of our league, then you're in consideration on the national stage. And so it's, year in and year out, we've got 3-4 teams in the top 20. So if you can break into the top half of our league, you got a legit chance of going to Branson for the national tournament. And I think we've got a team that's capable of doing that. We're not at that point right now, but I think the personnel we've got and the makeup of our team, we can certainly get there. Well, the strength of this team, from a recruiting standpoint, I felt like we had to address a couple significant issues. One is we had to get much better post play. The last couple of years, we haven't had that consistent guy on the block that could get us consistent points, and I feel like we've addressed that. We've got a much better post game this year, but I also felt like we had to improve our overall team shooting. Last year we had some pretty good defensive guys on the floor at times, but we were pretty limited offensively. And again, with some of the returners that we've got back, but also some of the new guys that we brought in, we're going to be a much better shooting team. The other side of it, we're not where we need to be defensively yet. Some of the guys that we graduated were very good on the defensive side of the ball. And, I don't know yet who, personnel-wise, who's going to be my defensive stopper. That guy, night in, night out, that you can say, hey, you've got such and such from another team, leading scorer, get after him. I don't know who that guy's going to be. I do feel like we're going to be better defensively in the post, but it's kind of an unusual year so far in that I feel like our offense right now is quite a bit ahead of our defense. And usually at this time of the year, the defense is ahead of where the offense is. And so I feel good about where we're at offensively, but we've got to get quite a bit better defensively. The 3 conference games that we play before Christmas, I think, are going to be huge. The last couple years, we've had a very difficult stretch of conference games to start off the year. We've kind of put ourselves in a hole because of that we've been trying to crawl out of all year. This year we've got a couple of those conference games at home. We've got Taylor at home, we've got St. Francis at home, and then we're at Bethel. No MCC coach likes to play conference games as early as we do, but those games are going to be critical going into the break, especially until we get Matthew Martin back in the mix. I think that's going to be important. The non-conference part of our schedule is difficult, like it always is. And quite honestly, I think the non-conference part of our schedule is more important for us this year, both in terms of getting us ready for conference, but also if we're that kind of team that's top half, that's fighting for a spot in Branson at the end of the year, then those Raiders are going to look back and how'd you do on the road at Cornerstone, the defending national champion, at Aquinas. We've got a very good Columbia team. We're playing at Findlay. I think some of those games are going to be critical if we're as good as we think we are at the end.